welcome to another exciting episode of Hidden in Universal. I'm Ron, your host, and I thought we'd go ahead and take a look at a film, the movie, a dramedy, a dramedy that stars John Krasinski, Maya Rudolph. It also stars Jeff Daniels, Maggie Gyllenhaal, Allison Janney, along with Catherine O'Hara. Released by Focus Features, 2009's Away We Go. Yep, I'm talking about Away We Go. Now, if you haven't seen Away We Go, here's what the plot is about. It focuses on Burt and Verona. Krasinski, I'm getting tongue-tied there. Krasinski plays Burt. He has a girl. He's dating Maya Rudolph's Verona, who she found out that she's actually pregnant. So the whole way through the movie, she is entirely pregnant. And yeah. So basically, they're trying to make decisions on whether or not is he going to be ready, is his wife going to be ready to have that baby. So him and her decide they want to go on this big road trip. So they decide to go on this giant road trip and visit all kinds of places. So he decides he wants to go back and visit his parents, Jeff Daniels and Catherine O'Hara. This is the second movie I've watched. This is the second movie I watched with Jeff Daniels. The previous one I reviewed with him in it was Steve Jobs. He was good in that. But I feel he's really good in this movie. So, yeah, and he's married to Catherine O'Hara, who they decide they want to sell off the house. But they're not really pleased with them going 3,000 miles to another state, and they're going to move to another state 2 months before she can have that baby. So he's mad at his parents, so they decide they want to head off to... They go to another place, enter Maggie Gyllenhaal, who is also a parent as well, and she's married to Josh Hamilton's character. So they decide that what would be the best idea, and yeah, I did cover. Yeah, this an interesting fact. Sam Mendes, however you want to pronounce, did direct Jake Gyllenhaal in Jarhead, which I cover on the channel. Now he's directing his sister, Maggie Gyllenhaal, with this movie. As I said, Away We Go. So, yeah, that. So, they decide they don't like him, and they get into a fight. So, they get a stroller, because they already have that baby. So, basically, they get her kid on that stroller. He's riding around the stroller. The kid gets off, and then they're heading out the door. Then, they head to Arizona first. Well, actually, they head first to... I kind of goofed up. So, they headed to Allison Janney and Jim Gaffigan. Yeah, the comedian Jim Gaffigan. So, they're married. I love Allison Janney. She's basically... I kind of wish... That's my really only complaint, but we'll get to the negatives later on. I'm going to kind of continue on with this. So... Basically, that's what, yeah, she's a likable evil woman, but she's actually really funny in this. Now, like I said with Allison Janney, she also did voice work in Minions, a movie I covered on the channel, so you can check that out as well. But I love Allison Janney. When you put her in anything, she's that good. So she's this like unlikable, likable person, as you want to see. She's unlikable, but you kind of want to like her for it. So she's married to Jim Gaffigan, kind of a weird casting choice. Yeah, that's also kind of strange. So basically, she's like singing the national anthem, and she's like, I love this, and she like gets totally drunk. So she's like drunk, and then she says these inappropriate things, and I howled like a fool. That she really made this dramedy more into like that stupid humor territory. So that's that. Then, like I said, then they leave. Now we get to Maggie Gyllenhaal and that kind of thing. So as I said with that part, I probably said earlier before I said about Allison Jennings as part of the film. Now they head to Winnipeg, Canada to meet up with another couple in this. Another couple, I forget the other actor, but we're now introduced to Melanie Linsky, who's the other woman who's friends with Maya Rudolph's character, I think. Oh, I forgot to mention that her sister, I forget who. I'll look on the back of the DVD. They don't say. I can't think of her name, but she was also in probably my favorite of the Purge movies, The Purge Anarchy. So she was in that. She plays Maya Rudolph's sister. So she wants to get advice on what the baby can do. So now we got that out of the way, and we got that. Now we get to Mel Lewinsky. I think I'm taking a little bit too long with it, though. So, yeah. And then they decide, and that's where we last left. I'm not going to give away how the ending is, but I got to tell you, the ending is really, really good. It makes you think at the ending. It truly made me think. It's like when I viewed the movie Somewhere. The ending is what made it so good. And Somewhere had that same kind of ending. Don't worry about that. My parents are like talking. I do apologize again. I do apologize. But anyways, so that's the gist of what the plot to Away We Go. This is a freaking masterpiece. Sam Mendes just nails it apart. Sam Mendes directed this, which I also covered another Sam Mendes film on the channel, Jarhead, which had Jake Gyllenhaal. So, yeah, he is really good. I mean, really good a director. Sam Mendes became my favorite filmmaker. I love just his movies. My movie of all time that he's ever directed, my favorite all time is Road to Perdition. That's my all-time favorite Sam Mendes film. This is second to that. It's fantastic. So, there are some really good things I like about this movie. One, the performances. John Krasinski, Maya Rudolph are excellent. They are phenomenal. I am not the biggest John Krasinski fan. I did cover Big Miracle on the channel, and I felt in that review, I felt that I didn't like his performance in that, and I just felt it was just too mediocre. This movie is so good. This makes me want to see John Krasinski do more movies like that instead of just the guy from The Office. I feel, again, I'm not a John Krasinski fan. I personally think he's overrated. Ever since he made the 2 Quiet Place movies, everybody thinks he's just that good, and that's what makes him overrated. But honestly, that's just minor, but he's so good at this. Maya Rudolph is excellent. She's good. It's great to see them do sort of dramedies than just the guy from The Office and the woman from Saturday Night Live. It's interesting to see them branch off, do different things. Now, I did cover Bridesmaids on the channel, which also had Maya Rudolph. And though I did like that movie and I thought it was okay, I think this is a true example of her getting a Best Actress nomination. She's that good. And she is just phenomenal. I loved everything. The supporting cast is good, from like Jeff Daniels, Catherine O'Hara. Jim Gaffigan's okay, although I felt he was unnecessary in the movie. Allison Jennings is phenomenal. Who else? Maggie Gyllenhaal, Melanie Linsky. All this cast is just so good. They're phenomenal. Give all them awards. Sam Mendes should have been nominated for a director Oscar for this, because I feel he doesn't get that much credit than what this movie is. So yeah, without going towards it, it's just that good. There are some funny moments, although I do like how there's a lot of great. It's a road picture. It's also melodrama at times, but I wouldn't say melodrama. It feels more like a dramedy, but has that style of an old road picture, like sort of like a Rain Man. Just you go just kind of like those road pictures that really show you the beautiful scenery. And they travel from like, so they start in like Denver, then head off to Miami, they head to Arizona, they even go to Winnipeg, Canada. There's one particular scene I did like where the two of them are trying to get onto the plane, and all of a sudden the woman who works at the airport's like, I'm sorry, you can't get on this. You're eight weeks pregnant. It's like, no, what are you talking about? No, I'm 6 weeks pregnant. So it's like, she's there, she had to get another woman to explain, then another woman, and turns out the two of them can't get on the plane because they realize, well, she's lying, you're 8 weeks pregnant. So they had to go by train, and she's just mad. But it's like, I don't mind going on the train. I think it's really good for me to go onto the train. So stuff like that, I think this movie works. It's great. The two of them are good. There's honestly really nothing that inappropriate. It is an R-rated film, but I don't feel that. So yeah, it's really good. I'm trying to think of anything else I could say about this film before I get to the negative, and before I get to that. So anyways, is there negatives? Well, as I said before, the only nitpick I will say is Jim Gaffigan. Honestly, I don't think Jim Gaffigan, I don't know. It didn't work for me. I just don't. He's another guy that I realize I just picture as a stand-up comedian than doing sort of dramedies like this. And I think, honestly, your mileage may vary. You might think it's a good performance. I just think it's a weak performance, and it could have been done by somebody else, and the movie still would work. But even if you would have removed Jim Gaffigan, the movie still would have worked. There's just really good moments in this. I think Allison Janney steals the show. I kind of wish she was more in the movie. Same thing with like Jeff Daniels and Catherine O'Hara. I just wish there were more of them in it. More of these sort of side characters. The side characters really do help a lot of what makes this movie that good. But that's really all I have to say. And in terms of that, I think the cinematography is good. There's actually a couple special features I want to talk about here. And yeah, I was not sure about this going into this movie. Yeah, in terms of special features, let's actually take a look at the artwork. I like the simplicity. This right here is my favorite artwork. It's actually really, really good artwork. It's my favorite cover art. And this is actually from the Focus Features 4-star collection. And I certainly agree. I actually would give this more of a 5-star movie than a 4-star. But what also kind of sold me on the back was this. There's a blurb by Christine Lemire from Associated Press saying 4 stars. Honest, humorous, and moving. And that's really what it is. So I'll show you the full cover and everything. Really good stuff. I think out of all the Focus Features filmography, their library, this is probably my favorite movie they ever made. Yeah, I'm not going to show you. There's not much in the disc art. In fact, there's no disc art, so I'm not going to show you that. But I am going to talk about special features, but there are a couple I want to talk about. Actually, there are only 3. There's the making of Away We Go. It says right here, the making of Away We Go. Go behind the scenes and see how the film develops from casting to final cut. So there's like interviews and stuff like that. Pretty good featurette. But the one featurette I did like was called Green Filmmaking. From carbon offset to hybrid transformation, discover the creative steps taken to move the product more environmental friendly. Now, I'm going to talk about this feature a little bit before I go to the final verdict. Sam Mendes, who directed this, he wanted to basically, essentially, he wanted the movie to have more of an environmental feeling since it is a road picture. So what they did was they used a lot of environmental stuff during the filming, so like the lighting. They used hybrid cars in this, which I didn't even know they were hybrid cars. So they wanted to make this movie more environmental friendly than to make a movie something like... Basically, they wanted to use hybrid cars more than something like the Fast and Furious movies, which use gas guzzlers, that kind of thing. So they wanted to make a sweet, simple road picture by using a lot environmental stuff. So I give that credit. So there's an interview like Sam Mendes talking about how that was going into production, and Melanie Linsky as well, talking about the stuff during the making and how it seemed like Sam Mendes loved the cast so much. He was a big fan of John Krasinski, but then again, I'm not a big fan of John Krasinski. But I do appreciate, I wish he would do more of these kind of roles. And again, I want to see more of him working with the best director. I think he also made this, I think this also came out around the time he was in the George Clooney comedy Leatherheads, the football movie that George Clooney made, also made by Universal. So, yeah, and Maya Rudolph, I think, like I said, I think she was working, or maybe it was after Bridesmaids. So, again, I could be wrong. Bridesmaids, I think, was 2000. No, I think that was 2011. So I'm wrong. So I think. Don't judge me on it. Just, yeah. I don't want to make this too long. I can go on and on and on about this film. So let's actually get to it right now. Final verdict. And do I really need to do a final verdict? I'm going to say is, please see Away We Go. This movie is just so good. I went into this blind. I thought this was just going to be another boring drama that I felt bored, but no, it is really that good. The ending is good. Without giving away it, it's just wow. Wow, 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 wow. Sam Mendes has just proven to be the best filmmaker, proven to be my favorite director. And talk about a filmmaker. It's just a sweet little story. So if you like those kinds of movies where it's really about more of a character study, if you want to see these two actors at their best, please see Away We Go. It's really that good. I thought it was going to be a go, 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 please get it away from me kind of movie. I thought it was going to be right there, but there's just a lot of sentimental feeling on the reason why I judge movies, and I judge a way that I look at a film like this, and proves to show you that you don't have to make slapstick comedy to make a gem like this. Just like The Soloist, I think this is personally another hidden gem. I don't think anybody talks about that much. Soloist was really good. It's almost like how I did review Soloist, which had that same kind of style, but I'm just gonna leave it at that. This movie is gonna have this movie just has a guaranteed spot on my best list at the end of the year, and yeah, I can recommend this movie in a heartbeat. If you have not seen Away We Go, do yourself a favor, pick up a copy, watch it wherever you can watch. Why do you rent it from YouTube? Why do you find it on a random site? Why do you get it on DVD or Blu-ray? Please see Away We Go. It's that good. So, that's my review of Away We Go. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you do like the content I'm putting on the channel, be sure to check out what I have. I have lots of reviews, and yeah, and trying to see, no, I thought we were close to it, but we're almost down to nitty gritty, but I just want to say thank you again, guys. So, like, comment, subscribe, click the bell, do all that good stuff. And yeah, as of now, so yeah. And as always, keep watching those Universal movies, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.